Something crazy is happening with cruise prices in 2026. And I'm not talking about the fares you see advertised. I just got back from a cruise where a couple told me they spent over $800 more than they budgeted. Another family, they got hit with a $150 surprise charge just for missing a dinner reservation. Here's the thing, most cruise advice videos will tell you about the same old rip-offs: bottled water, art auctions, shore excursions. But cruise lines have gotten way smarter in 2026. They've rolled out brand new charges that are draining wallets left and right, and most cruisers have no idea they're coming. I'm breaking down the 10 newest cruise ripoffs for 2026, and more importantly, exactly how to avoid every single one of them. Let's start with the fee that didn't even exist when most of you started planning your 2026 trips. The new tourist taxes. If your 2026 itinerary includes Mexico, watch out. A new non-resident fee of roughly $42 per person is rolling out. For a family of 4, that's $168 vanishing from your wallet before you even step off the ship. But Europe is even worse. Venice, Santorini, Amsterdam. They're all implementing entry fees just to step off the ship now. You used to pay just port fees. Now you're paying an entry fee on top of that. And here's what makes this particularly annoying. These fees often get added after you've already booked. You see a great fare. You click reserve. And then weeks later, you get an updated invoice with these extra charges tacked on. I had someone email me just last week. They booked a Mediterranean cruise for their family. The original quote was one price. By the time they got their final documents, it was nearly $300 more because of these new fees. This is the new reality of cruising in 2026. Now, the cruise lines are doing something even sneakier with their own prices. Let's talk about Wi-Fi. Cruise lines upgraded their internet to Starlink, which is actually great. The connection is much better now, but they used that upgrade as an excuse to nearly double the price. Just days ago, Carnival quietly hiked their premium Wi-Fi to over $25.50 a day. Royal Caribbean is pushing $30 a day on their newer ships. Do the math with me here. For a 7-day cruise, getting internet for just 2 people is now a $350 to $400 expense. Think about that for a second. $400 used to be the price of an entire cruise ticket. Now it's just the price of checking your email. I remember when I started cruising, Wi-Fi was maybe $10 a day, and the connection was terrible. Now the connection is good, but you're paying premium prices for what feels like a basic necessity. If you're someone who needs to stay connected, and let's be honest, most of us are these days, you need to factor this into your budget from the start. But the most insulting change for 2026 isn't the Wi-Fi. It's what they're doing to your dinner. Gone are the days of unlimited lobster tails in the main dining room. Now, on lines like NCL and Royal Caribbean, if you want a second main course, get ready for a $15 surcharge. They call it reducing food waste. I call it nickel and diming. And here's the thing. This policy forces you towards specialty dining, which has also just raised cover charges to nearly $60 per person. So now a nice dinner for 2 at one of the specialty restaurants is a $150 event. I've been cruising for decades, and I've watched as the main dining room experience has slowly been chipped away. Menus have gotten smaller, portion sizes have shrunk, and now they're actually charging you for wanting a second helping. The message is clear. If you want the experience cruising used to be known for, you're going to pay extra for it. If the food cuts didn't make you frustrated, this one will. Mandatory gratuities have crept up to $20 per person, per day. For a family of 4 on a 7-night cruise, you're paying nearly $600 in tips. But here's my question. Are you getting better service? No. Stateroom attendants are now servicing nearly twice as many cabins as they did before 2020. I've spoken to crew members about this. They're stretched incredibly thin. So you're paying 30% more for what feels like 30% less attention. Your cabin might get cleaned once a day instead of twice. You might wait longer for room service. Your dining steward is juggling more tables than ever before. This isn't really a gratuity anymore. It's a hidden ticket price increase, plain and simple. And the cruise lines know most people don't factor this in when they see that advertised fare. Now we get to the biggest financial trap of 2026. The drink package. Stop buying this blindly. In 2024, the break-even point was about 5 or 6 drinks per day. You could reasonably hit that and feel like you got your money's worth. But with packages now hitting $110 a day on many ships, the math has completely changed. You now need to drink 8 to 10 cocktails every single day just to break even. Unless you want a hangover for 7 days straight, the package is basically a donation to the cruise line. I've done the math on this many times. I've used the calculators on sites like Cruisely and Cruise Mummy. And for most people, especially those who don't drink alcohol heavily, the drink package makes no sense. For 2026, pay-as-you-go is officially the smarter way to save money. Track what you're actually drinking for the first couple of days. You might be surprised how little you need compared to what that package costs. And here's the hidden cost nobody talks about. Your time. Cruise ships are sailing at over 100% capacity in 2026. Every sailing is packed. Every ship is full. This means the real cost of your cruise now includes standing in line, 30-minute waits for elevators, 45 minutes for anytime dining that isn't any time at all, fighting for a lounge chair by the pool at 7 in the morning. You're paying a premium price to stand in a queue. I've been on ships recently where every meal felt rushed, every venue felt crowded, and every port day felt chaotic. This is the hidden tax of modern cruising, and it's not going away. The final trap is actually the most dangerous one. It's booking blindly. Too many people see a low advertised fare, click reserve, and assume they got a deal. They don't look at what's included. They don't calculate the extras. They don't compare the total cost door to door. And then they're shocked when their final bill is 50 to 100% higher than that original fare. This is exactly what the cruise lines are counting on. They want you to focus on that headline number. That $900 cruise fare looks amazing until you add gratuities, Wi-Fi, drink packages, specialty dining, excursions, and all those new tourist taxes. Suddenly, that $900 cruise is costing you $2,000 or more. And look, it's not just cruise lines doing this. Airlines, hotels, and booking sites are all playing the same game, hiding fees and overcharging amateurs who don't know the system. You already know how to cruise like a pro, but you need to know how to travel like a pro too. I found this guide called Travel Like a Pro Without Going Broke, and it's basically the playbook the industry doesn't want you to have. It's not just generic tips. It walks you through the actual glitches in the system, like hidden city ticketing to slash flight costs, how to get cash back when your flight is delayed, and the AI tools that find price errors for you automatically. The author saved $20,000 last year using these exact methods. If you learn just one of these hacks, like the overnight flight trick, the book pays for itself 10 times over on your very next trip. I've linked it right at the top of the description. Stop donating extra money to the travel industry and start keeping it for yourself. This one is sneaky, and it caught a lot of people off guard in early 2026. Starting March 1st, Norwegian Cruise Line decided that your drink package no longer works on their private island, Great Stirrup Cay. Read that again. You paid $80 a day for an unlimited drink package, but when you step foot on their private island, it doesn't apply. You have to pay cash for every single drink, so you're paying for a package you can't use and then paying again on top of it. Here's the workaround. If your cruise is stopping at Great Stirrup Cay, stay on the ship during lunch and drinks. Grab your cocktails on board, then head to the island just for the beach. Or budget extra cash specifically for that day. Bring $50 to $100 in small bills so you're not caught off guard. Better yet, choose a cruise line that doesn't pull this stunt. Royal Caribbean's private islands still honor drink packages. So does MSC. This is one of those new charges that feels like a bait and switch. Don't fall for it. Gratuities have always been part of cruising, but in 2026, they've jumped again. And this time, it's a big increase. Starting April 2026, Carnival is raising their automatic gratuities to $17 per person per day for standard cabins and $19 for suites. Margaritaville at Sea? They're now charging a whopping $22 per person per day. On a 7-day cruise for 2 people, that's an extra $238 to $308 in gratuities alone. But here's the trick to avoid the hike. Prepay your gratuities right now. If you lock them in before April 2nd, 2026, you'll pay the old lower rate. Even if your cruise is in July or August, you're locked in at the cheaper price. Most cruise lines let you prepay gratuities when you book, or you can call and add it to your reservation. Do it now. Seriously, pause this video and go prepay if you've got a cruise booked. You'll save $50 to $100 just by doing it early. This is one of the easiest ways to save money, and most people don't even know it's an option. The medical center has always been expensive, but in 2026, it's gotten even worse. A basic consultation now costs $150 or more. A simple pack of ibuprofen? They'll charge you $15 for something that costs $3 at the drugstore. If you need stitches, an IV, or anything more serious, you're looking at thousands of dollars. Here's the fix, and it's simple. Pack your own floating pharmacy. Bring seasickness meds, painkillers, Imodium, Band-Aids, antibiotic cream, anything you might need. I keep a small Ziploc bag in my suitcase with all of this. It's saved me multiple times. Also, get travel insurance that covers medical emergencies. If something serious happens, insurance will cover the bill and even evacuation if needed. Never rely on the ship's medical center for minor stuff. Bring your own supplies and avoid those insane markups. No, cruising is not dead. But blind booking is dead. You can no longer just click reserve and assume it's a deal. You need to know exactly what you're getting into. Here's what I recommend. First, look at older ships. The older, smaller ships often have lower capacity, lower prices, and visit the same ports as the mega ships. The experience can actually be better because you're not fighting 5,000 other passengers for everything. Second, always calculate the full door-to-door cost before you book. Add up the fare, the gratuities, the taxes, the Wi-Fi, the drinks, everything. Compare that total number, not just the headline fare. Third, book during promotions when extras are bundled in. Many cruise lines now offer packages that include Wi-Fi, gratuities, and drinks. Wait for those deals rather than paying for everything separately. Fourth, use a cruise travel agent. They often have access to deals and perks you won't find booking direct. And when things go wrong, you have someone fighting in your corner. The cheap cruise might be dead, but smart cruising is very much alive. You just need to know the traps before you fall into them. If you want to learn more about avoiding costly mistakes on your next cruise, take a look at this video where I break down the cabins you should absolutely avoid. Because getting the wrong cabin can ruin your trip just as fast as overpaying for it. See you over there. Most cruise mistakes don't look like mistakes. They look smart. They look prepared. That's why so many people lose luggage, waste money, or start their vacation stressed before day one even begins. I'm going to show you 16 cruise habits that seem harmless, but quietly cause the biggest problems on board. Avoid the buffet blunder. The moment boarding starts, 3,000 hungry people march straight to the buffet. It's loud, it's crowded, it's chaotic. That's where the rookies go. The pros walk right past it. They head straight to the Solarium Bistro, Park Cafe, or the Local. On embarkation day, most passengers assume these places are closed. While everyone else is fighting over tongs, you're sitting in air-conditioned silence with a fresh sandwich and zero line. This is honestly the closest thing to a VIP lounge. On most modern ships, your lights and air conditioning are controlled by one thing. That slot by the door. If you pull your key card out, the room shuts down. But you don't need your SeaPass card. Use an old library card, a grocery loyalty card, or even a business card. It works perfectly. Your cabin stays cold, your phone keeps charging, and you never panic because you forgot your key in the slot. Be your own bartender. Most major cruise lines allow you to bring 2 bottles of wine per cabin. But here's the trap. Bring that bottle to the dining room and they hit you with a $25 corkage fee. Here's the workaround. Bring a corkscrew. Open the bottle in your room. Pour a glass. Carry it to dinner. No fee, no drama. You just saved $25 with one simple habit. The shower attack. Cruise shower curtains have a mind of their own. They drift inward, they cling to your legs, and honestly, it's just gross. But you can fix it with 2 simple items, heavy binder clips or magnetic weights. Just clip them to the bottom hem of the curtain and voila. The curtain stays put, the shower stays normal. It's a tiny fix, but it really makes every morning better. These luggage tag holders are actually great. The mistake is when you use them. Do not attach cruise tags before your flight. Airport baggage systems are basically shredders, and conveyor belts love to snag those plastic loops. If you attach these at home, they'll be ripped off before you even land, and a bag with no tag does not make it to your room. The correct move? Keep the tags inside your carry-on. Attach them only when you are standing at the cruise terminal sidewalk or at the hotel the night before. Never fly with cruise tags attached. Stop fighting over outlets. Take a look at your cabin desk. See that strange round outlet next to the US ones? Most Americans just ignore it, but if you bring a $3 European Type-C adapter and plug it in, you just doubled your charging space without breaking the ship's no surge protector rules. It's the outlet nobody else is using. Hack number 7, the TV lockout. Cruise lines disable the input button so you can't use your Fire Stick or laptop. The workaround? Bring a cheap universal remote, or, a Samsung remote if the TV is Samsung. Often, a generic remote can override hotel mode. Just remember to switch it back before you leave so the next guest isn't confused. Hack number 8. Beat the ATM fees. Ship ATMs are brutal. $6 to $10 per withdrawal. Instead, go to the casino. Charge $100 to your room account as gaming credit. Play one spin for 50 cents, then hit cash out. Take the ticket to the cashier. You just pulled cash from your credit card with zero ATM fees. Never book spa treatments on sea days. That's when prices peak. Book on port days instead. While everyone else is ashore, the spa runs quiet. That's when 20 to 30% discounts appear. Same massage, much lower price. Okay, so this is honestly the easiest money you'll ever make. If you're planning to cruise again, make sure to book while you're still on board. You'll get reduced deposits plus instant onboard credit. Seriously, it's often $100 or more that you can spend right away. And get this, you don't even need to pick a date. Just book an open booking and decide later. Alright, stop being polite. The main dining room is totally all you can eat. Can't make up your mind? Just order both options. 3 appetizers? Go for it. You paid for the food, so don't leave hungry. Here's a good one. Same food, but at half the price. A specialty dinner might run you $60, but lunch? It's often just $25. Check the app on sea days, because, honestly, it's one of the best value plays on the ship. So, here's the best alarm clock you'll find on board. Just order a free continental breakfast the night before, hang the tag on your door, and that's it. The gentle knock in the morning wakes you up, and suddenly, coffee is in your hand instantly. No phone alarm needed. Seriously. This one hurts. Before sail away, put your phone in airplane mode. Cellular at sea is not included in your plan. Just one email sync can trigger massive charges. Wi-Fi on, cellular off, always. The second bathroom. If 4 people share one cabin, stop fighting the shower line. Go to the fitness center locker room. Bigger showers, better pressure, unlimited towels. It's a free upgrade most people never use. And finally, hack 16. Reverse packing. Your checked bag won't arrive until late afternoon, so pack a survival kit in your carry-on. Swimsuit, medication, chargers. You'll be in the pool by 1 p.m. while everyone else waits in jeans. First up, let's talk about that balcony. You paid hundreds of dollars extra for privacy, right? Wrong. Those dividers between rooms are not soundproof, and they definitely aren't sight-proof. There are often gaps at the floor, gaps at the wall. Plus, at night, the glass reflections act like mirrors. So before you decide to get romantic or step out there without clothes on, remember this. If you can hear your neighbor opening a soda can, they can hear everything you are doing. Don't become the talk of the corridor. Speaking of privacy, remember this. Your cabin steward comes in at least once a day, usually twice. They are professionals, and they have seen it all. But let's not make it awkward. If you brought specific outfits for the evening, or if you have prohibited items sitting out on the counter, put them in a drawer before you leave for breakfast. It's about mutual respect. You don't want to come back and find your personal items neatly arranged on a towel animal. Trust me. Now, about those prohibited items. Let's be real. Statistics show about 13% of cruisers try to sneak alcohol on board to save money. Is it allowed? No. Can you get kicked off? Technically, yes. But usually, if they catch you, you get sent to the naughty room. This isn't a jail. It's a room where they open your bag, confiscate the bottle, and give it back at the end of the trip. People swear by rum runner pouches, but you have to decide if saving $50 is worth the embarrassment of being called down to security. If you are looking for your crowd on board, you need to know the codes in the daily planner. The cruise lines use discretion here. If you see a meeting for Friends of Bill W., that is not a guy named Bill hosting a party. That is the international code for Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. And if you see Friends of Dorothy, that is the meetup for LGBTQ+ travelers. Knowing the codes helps you find your community without awkward questions. This one sounds crazy for a tropical cruise, but pack a hoodie or a wrap. Seriously. The air conditioning inside the ship, especially in the theater and the main dining room, is set to Arctic. Plus, the wind on the top deck at night while the ship is moving at 20 knots, it is freezing. Do not be the person shivering in a tank top during the comedy show, or you will end up buying an overpriced sweatshirt in the gift shop. This is my favorite pro tip. In the main dining room, the menu is just a suggestion. You are not limited to one appetizer and one entree. Want 2 lobster tails? Order them. Want to make your own surf and turf? Order the steak and the shrimp. Want to skip the salad and order 3 appetizers instead? Do it. As long as they have the ingredients, the waiters usually love to make it happen. You already paid for the food. Don't be shy. Here is a packing tip that saves your sanity. Cruise cabin bathrooms are tiny and have 0 counter space. If you leave your stuff out, it will slide onto the floor. Bring a cheap over-the-door shoe organizer. Hang it on the bathroom door. Put your sunscreen, hair clips, meds, and deodorant in the pockets. It acts like a vertical drawer and keeps the cabin clutter-free. Throw a few magnetic hooks in your bag too. The walls are metal, and you'll need them for hats and lanyards. If you head to the casino, stay away from the Keymaster or Skill Crane games. You know the ones. Stacks of cash. iPads. They look like games of skill, but they aren't. They are programmed just like slot machines to only pay out after a certain amount of money has been fed into them. You aren't winning that iPad because you have good aim. You win only if the computer decides it's time to pay out. Did you know you can check exactly how clean your ship is before you book? It's public record. The CDC publishes sanitation scores and reports on norovirus outbreaks for every ship. And if you're worried about safety, the Department of Transportation publishes crime stats, suspicious deaths, assaults, everything. Most people book blindly. A pro checks the safety record first. It takes 5 minutes on Google. So, on the last morning, the ship just turns into chaos, right? They'll give you a number or a zone tag to get off the ship. But here's the secret, you can usually ignore it. If you're able to carry your own luggage off the ship without any help, go for self-assist. You can walk off literally whenever you want, usually as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. Don't just sit in a lounge for 2 hours waiting for them to call number 4 if you've got your bags in hand. This is a serious one, and honestly, people get it wrong all the time. Do not try to hook up with the crew. It's strictly against maritime employment laws. Officers are one thing, but if you invite a bartender or cabin steward back to your room, you're not being fun, you're actually getting them fired. They have 0 tolerance for this. The ship has cameras everywhere. If a crew member enters a passenger cabin unnecessarily, they'll lose their job and be put off at the next port. And on that note, just assume you are always being watched. There is, effectively, 0 privacy in public areas. Hallways, elevators, decks, stairwells. Cameras cover nearly every inch of the ship for safety and liability. The bridge is monitoring constantly. Also, be aware that cameras on the bridge wings often look down the side of the ship, so your balcony might not be as hidden as you think. Behave yourself. I get this question constantly. Can I bring my gummies if I have a prescription? Or, it's legal in California. Can I bring it? The answer is no. Cruise ships follow federal and international maritime law. It does not matter if it's legal in the state you leave from. Drug dogs are often at the port terminal. If you get caught, you are staying on the dock and losing your vacation money. Leave it at home. Finally, check your spending account every single night on the cruise app. Do not wait until the last day. The cruise lines make mistakes constantly. You might get charged for a drink you didn't order, or a spa treatment you canceled. It is much easier to fix a $15 mistake on a Tuesday night than it is to stand in a massive line at guest services on the last morning when you're trying to catch a flight. That line is always a nightmare. Avoid it.